Hello. Today I will be doing a video on The Little Things. A detective with a checkered past teams up with an investigator to catch the prime suspect in a murder and kidnapping case. The casting is very interesting. I never expected to see Denzel and Rami working together side by side. It's a straightforward detective movie about a serial killer. I thought it was going to end up being similar to the movie with Jack Nicholson called The Pledge, which I really enjoyed. This is nowhere near as good, but it's still entertaining enough. It's 2 hours and goes by fairly easy. It's not action packed, it's more drama and mystery. I wouldn't even call this a thriller. It's a very slow, quiet film with gruesome imagery. The way the movie looks gives it a low budget feel. It doesn't seem like the high budget production that Denzel or Rami would normally be a part of. There's not much meat to the story. It's basically just a bunch of stakeout scenes because they strongly suspect this guy, played by Jared Leto, is responsible for multiple murders and a recent kidnapping of a jogger. And that's as far as the story goes. I'm going to get into spoilers just to discuss the movie in more depth and what my real opinion was. To me, the main theme wasn't about solving a case. It wasn't about catching a murderer. It was to highlight that the so-called good guys are just as bad as the criminals they're trying to catch. There's a reveal at the end showing that Denzel accidentally shot a victim and then covered it up, and that was the reason for his breakdown. And here he goes repeating his mistakes by being deceptive, and he hasn't learned a damn thing. He also has a saying where he says it's the little things that get you caught. That's for him and not for the bad guys he's trying to get. It's very ironic. The reveal of what he did to the girl didn't really hold a lot of weight, and that was because of the execution of everything surrounding it. It should have had me more emotionally hooked. But then there's another twist right before the credits roll that I didn't see coming. And I was like, oh my effing god. For me, that was the best moment of the movie. I was like, oh shit. And it sucks because I wish the whole movie made me feel this way. It's a pretty good movie. But to be honest, I think I'm giving it a bigger pass than I usually would because I do like Denzel and Rami, and they seem invested in the story. They don't seem to be sleepwalking or only doing it for a paycheck. They really are trying their best to tell a story, and I give them a lot of credit for that. I didn't like Jared Leto's acting. The way he speaks comes off as inauthentic. It seems like he's acting instead of being a person. One scene with Rami and Jared, Rami is digging and Jared is messing with him and leading him on to where the bodies were, but at the same time he's denying he had anything to do with the murders, and this scene really dragged on and I didn't know where it was going. The dialogue needed to be better. Jared needed better lines. He's repulsive looking, he looks the part, but it ends there. I wish what he said had more weight. If he was given more sophisticated lines to make him seem like a real potential psychopath. And to me, he is the weakest part of the movie, even though he is the main focus. Then Rami hits Jared over the head with a shovel, and that scene, again, it just lacks emotional thrills. It was just something that happened. But yeah, it's still a pretty easy movie to sit through. I did not hate this movie, but if you are looking for a thriller, I don't think this is the right movie. I don't think that this is going to be something that you're looking for. It's more of a drama, if anything, but it's still good for what it is, and I give it a 5 out of 10.